26th of March 2025, Wednesday, Crazy Market Talk with Kel. All right, so let's go into the market right now and see what to expect for today. But before that itself, disclaimer apply as usual. All right, so let's just go to my screen right now. Just give me a moment. Let's go. Okay, guys, let's look at the market today. And you can see that today, Dow Jones, again, we have this DJDD signal. All right, so you do notice that we have a breakout pattern of the doji. So the market could be really heading towards the upside of as high as 43,000 in the near term. All right, based on what we're seeing right now. And excuse me. And at the same time itself, you do see that the KSI for today has turned green. So there seems to be some buying forces in the market, but we do understand that it's still ongoing. The KSI can flip color. So you can see at the moment now, the upside, the KCB tell us at 360 upside. That means that from current price right now, if you add a 360, you do get this nearest KCB at 42,989. All right, that's how it works. Okay, so upside, we know that. But one thing to note today, the pivot 2 is interesting, right? You notice that today the pivot 1 and pivot 2 is very interesting, is that they're so close together, okay? And it's like on top of the chart. And that's the reason why we've been saying this. Our pivots has nothing to do with resistance or support of the technical chart, like usually how charts does it. Is based on mathematics, all right? So mathematics, all right, it will present itself whatever it should be. So in this case right now, sorry, very sore throat here. The opening price at the moment now is actually below the pivot 2, right? So buy right. Oh man, this is bad. Sorry for that. Okay, so buy right itself, right? If the market stays below OP, it will be a classic sell signal. So if the market do come down, the MA30, which is the 42,379, will be the very, very first support that the market will be going to head towards. So if the market hit the MA30, doesn't go down, then I think the upside is more of confirmed. But at the same time, if the market hits the MA30, doesn't stay, and starts to go down, then the next downside could be somewhere around here, which is somewhere, let's take a look, at about 42,154, right? So this level is 42,154. Okay, guys? So upside itself, we can suspect to see pivot 2, which is 42,848. The downside, if the market cannot stay above the 42,379 MA, then it may go down to this level. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next market, which is NASDAQ. Let's take a look at NASDAQ today. Now, NASDAQ has been climbing up because there's a lot of bottom buying. You must understand that NASDAQ came from a long way. Now, NASDAQ from this point here itself, right, you can see it came from here, which is about 22,300, and it dropped all the way to 19,250. All right, so it lost almost this 2,000 point, 3,000 point. So a little recovery is kind of expected. And those people who love to do Fibonacci, you can try this, take it down, and you stretch a little bit. You can see that we are somewhere around the 30. Let me just take a look. Okay, it must be the color a little bit for you. Now, this is additional stuff that I just share with you because I do look at all this extra conventional method, but it's just that I don't use them much because I feel that, it has its limitation. But nonetheless, it's all right. Now, 38.2 is somewhere around there right now. So if the market is to take a little bit of profit, it should be somewhere around here. Okay. So now, next moment, let's take a look at the market. Today, we have a very interesting phenomenon. We have the same thing like what the Dow has. We have the pivot 1 and pivot 2 very close to each other. And the market today, if the market stays above OP, it should be going to this number, 20,417. But same thing, the MLP and the MA30 is very close by. And if the market do break down, that should be the first support around here at 20,131. But if the market fail, then the selling can be quite a very big one because you can see that the next KCB is quite far away. So traders, watch out for the market. I kind of think that this now, we're approaching the 2nd of April, the tariff coming in. We shouldn't take the risk to buy too much at this point right now. All right, so you think about it, yeah? Okay, S&P 500. Now, S&P 500 also has the same thing like what you saw, the Dow Jones and NASDAQ, very close pivots and all trading above it. So same thing again, it's a classical sell signal if the market stays below OP, and the support are all clearly there at 57.74 or 57.45, okay? The upside itself, I believe, will be the pivot 2 at 58.07. And of course, if you go higher, it may go all the way to 58.46. The KSI is green, but the KCX is blue. So you have a conflicting interest here as well. So we just follow the OP rule, should be fine. And then, of course, the one of our favorite is gold. Let's take a look at gold right now. Now, gold, I know that some of you are actually saying that the gold has been difficult to trade. Now, you must understand, when the market is trending, all right, it's easy as you're a buyer. But when the market is coming down, if you're buying, there will be a limitation or the market will swing more. So you must understand that when the market is up moving and stuff, right, then you go long, it's easier, okay? All right, so the thing is this right now, we can see that gold is still moving downwards, but I think that there's some artificial support right now. Yesterday, gold had tried to break the previous day high. It's a good sign for the bull. And we can see that there's a diamond here, right? So when there's diamond down there, just put a line at the closing price. This is where you get a support. You can see that. So now you can understand why itself gold is holding up, because this diamond has given us a very strong support at about 2,999. Got it? Okay. So it seems that as long gold, every time it goes come down to this point here itself, it seems to be able to rebound. And I think that is the strong buy limits over there. That's waiting to buy gold at a cheap price. Okay. So with that, we are looking at gold today. If it trades above OP, we should see this number 3030. Now today we have an inverse pivot, okay, which means that usually when the inverse pivot comes in, the market will be very, very tight in the range. Okay, so just expect the market to be very rangy today. The downside itself can be as far as 29981. So I don't think it will trade today. So I think we're going to see some support at MLP at 3015 and this number 2999. Okay, all right, so that will be for the gold market. And the next market we'll look at now will be the Bitcoin. Now, why am I looking at Bitcoin? And because I always realize that Bitcoin is a very good catalyst. If the Bitcoin is going up, you do see the market, generally the US stock market is going up, right? But when the Bitcoin comes down, well, that's where the stock market usually comes down next. So I use Bitcoin a lot to just give me a heads up of what may happen. So Bitcoin is now having a DJDD formation. So you can see this morning, the market really hit pivot 2 and rebounded. So as long as Bitcoin stay up, well, stock market is going to go higher. But if the Bitcoin starts to come down or test the MA30, then of course I do expect the stock market to come down very, very soon in the next few days. Okay, so watch Bitcoin closely, guys. That will give you a little bit heads up towards the market. All right, so now let's look at the next market. It's a currency market, and dollar yen. I've been covering this, and I can tell you guys that we are having a side momentum right now. The 150 mark seems to be holding the market, so we'll skip this guy. So how about pound? The pound is dragging the feet down, but then pound seemingly is bottoming a little bit. You can see it on the KCX. So if the market for pounds to go up, the only reason for that is the dollar had to be weakened. And if the dollar weakened, then we'll see the gold trading higher. So that's why I'm looking at the currency very, very closely. Now, for those who are asking me about this inside bar day itself, right, I already given feedback to Ames. I'll get back to you all very, very shortly. Okay? All right, guys, that will be all for today. Oh, yes, crude oil. Yep, sorry about that. Now, crude oil has been moving. It's moving very nicely. And I did mention to you guys that there should be TP somewhere around this area here, which is the KCB. And of course, the market hasn't touched it. It missed by a little bit and pulled back. So, but I still believe that crude oil is going to go up. And I believe that we may see even 70.39 in the near term for today. Why is that so? Why am I so bullish on the crude oil? Because there's a few reasons. First, I believe that the inflation issue is going to kick in very soon from April onwards when the tariff goes in. And I also believe that, right, the two diamonds are here. And it clearly tells me that it's time to buy more crude oil. And I believe that crude oil in the near term should be able to see $71.30, which is the MA200. And of course, if the market do break above the MA200, this could actually bring crude oil all the way up. Now, I know that fundamentally itself, right, people are saying that with the Donald Trump pumping more crude oil, it should lower crude oil price. But you can see from here itself, it's not showing the same thing. So that's why I say follow the price action. That is the safest and best thing to do. All right, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you the next time. This is Kel signing off. Bye-bye.